It's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's cooking time. It's cooking time. We got to grips here. The kitchen's a little bit of a mess. Well, not mess. It's just a lot of stuff that I'm probably gonna have to move. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's get the veg out, ready for the chopping. It's gonna be an interesting one. Well, actually, maybe it won't be. It's going to be a rather simple one, I think, today. But I'm hoping it's tasting good. That's the main thing. Hi, Nymph. How does it go? Ugh. Sorry, I'm just stretching across the kitchen. Not stretching like exercise, like not limbering up for a jog or anything. Just just giving stuff a little bit of a wipe down. Pre-cooking. Pretty much this one I think is gonna be cook the chicken a little bit and then cook the veg and put it all together and simmer, which is a rather simple job. I'm just going to do some potatoes on the side. So that'll be good, hopefully. Get the air fryer some action. How am I going to do this, guys? I think I'm going to use a saucepan to cook the chicken, and then while I do that, I can prep the veg. And then, yeah, so I'm going to use the big frying pan. Big frying pan. Yeah, so I'm cooking chicken paprikash, which is another Hungarian dish. I did goulash a few weeks ago. Excuse me. This is very similar. Onion, peppers, lots of paprika. But this doesn't use pork, this uses chicken. So that's where a big difference is going to be, obviously. So what I need to do is season the chicken. Season the chicken a little bit. And then I need to season the chicken, and then I need to pretty much fry in batches. Well, I could probably do it all in one go, I think. We'll see. There's a lot of moisture in here, but it'll be fine. So I'm going to season with salt and pepper. And then we're going to fry. Now, this recipe specifically called for bone-in chicken thighs. Now, they're all well enough nice to eat. However, my personal preference is bone-in chicken thighs are very annoying because you end up in a situation where you're trying to eat the damn thing, and if you don't have the right kind of, apparatus, I don't know if that's the right word, the right cutlery, or you eat it on like a plate where it can be done properly. I don't know. It's just annoying to eat. But I do have some chicken thighs, just regular chicken thighs. and a singular chicken breast, which I've cut in half. So, to get to my point, I suppose, I'm going to cook those, and that's what I'm going to use, and hope that it works out well. Fingers crossed, anyway. I'll let the oil heat up a little bit, and we can start chopping. So I need to prep onion, and I've got one red pepper, one green pepper. And I'm trying to think of anything else. We need garlic, and I don't know. I don't think we need anything else. We got the tomatoes. We chopped tomatoes. That's about it, really. Okay. So I'm just going to do this while the chicken. Just going to heat the oil up for a little bit. Almost chopped my finger off there. Heat up the oil for a little bit, and then put the chicken all in. And once I've done that, we leave the chicken to one side, and then I'm going to use a different dish to start cooking all the veg together. Basically, it's just like most other dishes. Cook the veg, and then add in tomatoes, stock, stuff like that. And then chicken goes in. I'll leave the whole thing to simmer. This onion is like attempting to actually chop my fingers off today, and we've got adverts on this. The playlist I've used in the past also got like deleted from YouTube. Just sad, because the channel like got deleted, which is a shame. So no more Amori playlist. Oh my gosh, what is going on with this fucking onion today? I'm gonna end up minus digits at this rate. Can't tell if chat's broken or there's literally nobody saying anything. Could be the latter. Could be the latter. Okay, that oil is probably warm enough now. So I'm going to start putting the chicken in. The chicken thighs have pretty much fallen apart, which is not what I wanted. That's fine. So we're just trying to brown off the chicken. That's what we're really doing at this point. And once the chicken's browned off, then we can flip it over. Leave it to one side and then get to work on everything else. So basically I've got like 4 chicken thighs and a chicken breast cut in half. So let's get to work on the peppers. Now I'm going to chop them the same way I did with the goulash, which is like cut them into strips and then cut them into chunks. Because I want a little bit of chunkiness to, you know, give you something to bite onto. Where should I put these? If I put you there, then I can put this over here. So yeah, I don't want to cut the peppers too thin. I want them to be a little bit, little chunks. Yes, we got one red pepper, one green pepper. And then that's pretty much it for the prep. It's just a case of adding things in the right order after this. But I will need to do a little bit of prep for the potatoes. So what I'm going to do, I've got some like baby potatoes, or new potatoes. I guess it depends. Hey Sketis, I'm glad that chat's working. It's beginning to think I was talking to myself. Yeah. So I've got some baby potatoes or new potatoes. Depends, I guess, where you're from, what you call them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like season them with similar stuff to the. I'm going to put the extractor fan on, guys. So I apologize for the noise in advance. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to season them with like paprika and oregano and, you know, black pepper and stuff like that, because that's the kind of flavors that's going to be going on in the actual dish. It's going to be a whole lot of paprika, different types of paprika going in. We've got sweet, we've got smoked. So I feel like the potatoes should complement that. The suggestion is to have it with rice or boiled potatoes, but honestly, boiled potatoes for me kind of lack a bit of anything, just having boiled potatoes. I guess it could be nice for the texture, having it with something like this, that's like more of a stew kind of thing. But yeah, being like brutally honest, I feel like there's not much going on with boiled potatoes sometimes, so I thought, you know what, it's an excuse to use the air fryer. So I'm just gonna have the potatoes in you know, chunks, air fry them with some paprika and some seasoning, and yeah, that's going to be my go-to to go alongside it. And I think because the chicken is going to be in big chunks, it'll be quite nice to have like chunky veg, big potatoes as well. I mean, they're not massive, they're baby potatoes, so it's not like they're huge beasts. Okay, that's our veg. I do need to actually turn this chicken around. Stood here talking and trying to make sure the stuff in my head is correct, timing-wise. Looking good though, it's looking good. Kind of browning the chicken off on all the different sides. So I'm just going to flip it over and put it down, making sure it's right on the heat. We're looking good, we're looking good. Oh, I can't see your message, I'm sorry. This thing looks busting on Google Images. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's just like a tomatoey, spicy sort of dish going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait until this is ready. The chicken, I mean. Once the chicken is good to go, then I can pop the next thing on the hob. Now, I've looked at a few different recipes, and in general, Most of them say to put butter in as a base, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to add in a little bit of cayenne pepper as well, because I feel like a little bit of heat in there would be nice. And this talks about having, you know, we've got hot smoked paprika and stuff like that, but I want a little bit of heat coming from elsewhere. So that's what I'm going to do, just for a little bit of a kick. So I do like a little bit of spice, but I'm not going to do too much because I don't want to overpower the actual like paprika. You're also going to put sour cream into it later on, which is interesting. But again, that's something you see with a goulash, right? Sorry, for my hand is. I can see it. It seems like usually they do with noodles. Yeah. So the recommendation was things like noodles and rice and boiled potatoes. So I was like, okay. And I was like, out of all of those things, I'm going to pick none of them. I'd like to do something a little bit different. So I'm going with small potatoes, baby potatoes. I'll show one to you. These little boys. I'm just going to do some of those, wash them, and season them a bit. So I'm just going to wait for the chicken. Once the chicken is good, I'm going to put it to one side, and I'm going to get to work with everything else. And then I can move you guys over here, because all you'll be missing is really the visually the sort of seasoning of the potatoes, which, you know, who cares? Hey Faust, oh, I can't see the onions. Do flip? I'll try and do a flip, man. Yo! Did you hear that? I just did one. Actually just flipped, man. There's a backflip as well. Those are the cooler ones. So this chicken's like looking browned. The inside's looking sort of non-browned, as in not cooked. But we don't want it to be sort of, we don't want to like cook this all the way through at the moment, because we want some of it to be cooked inside the actual dish. If we overcook it now, then it's going to be overcooked later, and it's going to be very, very dry, which will not be fun. So just go a little bit longer. I love how scuffed that emote is. The fact that it's got like a border and everything. It's great. And some flour. So we'll see how this goes. It's looking a lot better now. This chicken, need to get a dish actually to put this chicken in, so we can leave it to one side. Chicken thighs are kind of like falling apart a little bit. They're mostly holding together, but they're kind of flimsy. So that's a concern, I guess. We got our chicken. Just gonna get rid of this right now. Okay, is it about time I moved you guys into a better position? You guys mind if I move you over here? No. Hi. You're a bit too close. Maybe this way a little bit. No, that is a rocky position actually. We'll put this on here. Over there. You guys see okay? Maybe a little bit closer. That's a bit better, isn't it? I think that's better. So what we're going to do is going to put some butter in there. Because I've looked at a number of different recipes, and of all the recipes, it actually says, most of them say to use butter to, cook your onions in at the start. I'm going to put a bit of a chunk in there, rather than using vegetable oil. That adds a bit of the flavor at the start. So you can see that's melting fairly quickly. This is good. Get me a spoon. And what I'm going to do is try and not knock anything over. I'm going to put the onions in. Big chopping board. Sometimes it's a bit a bit worrying when I got this big ass chopping board, and try not to. Yeah. Cayman-sea butter? I'm sorry, Angry Boss. I'm following the recipes, man. Of all the recipes I looked at, most of them said to use butter as opposed to vegetable oil, which one of them had. So I was like, well, I'm going to go with the majority. You should have sent me an actual legit one, the official way to eat it, to cook it. So we're just going to cook those onions until they're translucent. And then we're going to throw in extra stuff. Just trying to tidy a little bit as I go here. Excuse my arm. How are you doing, Angry? I do need to get a jug out. I need how much? 350. Too late. I'm sorry. If it turns out awful, then I'll be like, you know what? I'll try it a different way next time. But when it's something I've not cooked before, I have to, bow to the superior knowledge of the recipe. And when I've made it, then I can be like, okay, you know what? I know a better way. Just realized you are not going to be plugged in, are you? I think it's this one. Nope. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a bit of a mess in my kitchen at the moment, I'm afraid. A little bit busy. Alright, keep stirring these. We don't want anything to stick to the bottom. And give you the food. Dude, it's not even cooked yet. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the peppers in now. Red and green. And now our chopping board is clear. We can start thinking about doing the potatoes. Alright, this is going to be a pretty full dip. Oh, pepper trying to escape. Cheeky. Let's soften these up for a little bit. Maybe could have done this in a bigger set pot, but we'll continue with what we've got. Be great a few more days and then back home, then building your PC side GPU, maybe going for RTX 3080. That's really cool, dude. That's something to look forward to. I'm doing okay, thanks, man. Thank you for asking. I'm doing alright. Okay. Need to add the garlic and the tomatoes, and I need flour as well. How much flour is the question? 1.5 tablespoons. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just making sure nothing in here is getting caught. I'm going to put in garlic now. Decent amount of garlic. So I'm going to give that garlic a little bit of time. It does say to add the tomatoes now, but I'm going to wait a little bit, let that garlic go through because I'm using chopped tomatoes as opposed to fresh tomatoes. And they did say that if you're using fresh tomatoes, put them in now at the same time as the garlic, and then it can kind of break down. But because I'm using chopped already, I'm going to give this a little bit longer. Give the peppers a little bit of time as well. Just give it all a few minutes to sort of like work its way through. And then we add the chopped tomatoes. Yeah, we're looking okay at the moment. Hi Jackie, how you doing today? How's your day been? Okay, I'm going to add in the chopped toms now. Chopped tomatoes. And I'm going to mix this all through. We have to add flour to this, I guess, as a bit of a thickening agent kind of deal. It's usually what you find in these kinds of recipes. Looking very stewy, kind of soupy right now. Been okay? That's good. We can take okay. We take okay. Okay, we're going to leave it for a little bit. After this point, we add the flour. We add a bit of flour. We add in paprika. We've got 2 different types of paprika. Stir that for a little bit more. Then we add the chicken in. And then, after that point, we pour in the stock and then we leave it for a bit. And then we add the sour cream later. And then we can just sort of do our potatoes on the side. It's gonna be interesting. I'm feeling like it's gonna be very similar to the goulash that I had. Very similar. I gotta make sure I don't slack when it comes to doing the potatoes. Gotta get them like sort of sorted. I'm not gonna boil them beforehand, which may be a mistake. But they're only baby ones. I feel like if I boil them, they're gonna go too soft. So I'm just gonna air fry them straight off. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Oh, these adverts, man. Need to get ad blocker on this. I keep saying this every time, don't I? I'm gonna sort out my laptop, but I never do. Okay, flour time. This is gonna be a little bit weird. So I need like a tablespoon and a half. But that's for different things, so I'm gonna use about a tablespoon. Try not to do it into like one lump, so that we can like mix it in. So it's not just like one congealed lump of the flour. That's something people do quite often when they add flour as a thing, is that they do it as like one big chunk. And what that ends up doing is creating lumps of flour inside, which is not very appetizing. You don't want to be eating eating your meal and then having a nice little lump of flour. It's not a very pleasant experience. Flour, not flour as in the plant. Hey, all of the recipes ask for flour. I'm just following the recipes, my dude. Alright, we got our paprika here. We're going to throw in all of that. There we go. I'm going to throw in some of this. A little of this. Different types, by the way. We've got smoked, regular, we have some cayenne pepper. I'll put a dash in of that. And now I'm going to try and stir it all in. As you can see, this flour has made it kind of dry out, as will the paprika. Don't want any stickages at the bottom. Yeah, cayenne pepper is my own addition, just for a little bit of heat, because it does say you can use spicy paprika. We have smoked, which is slightly hot, but knowing its heat, it's not going to be hot enough. So now I'm going to add in some chicken stock. And I'm going to stir this in. And the idea is to bring it to a simmer, and we are going to leave it to simmer. Making sure nothing's stuck to the bottom. Turning the heat down a little bit. Oh shit, do you know what I didn't do? Do you know what we've forgotten to add in? The chicken. We were supposed to add the chicken just before the stock, but it doesn't actually matter because yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as the chicken gets in there. It would not really be the same recipe without chicken. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, chicken's in. Let's give it another stir now, shall we? So unlike the pork goulash, which was, you know, you had pork, but it was all chunks of pork, right? This is very big pieces, like whole chicken thighs going in. So now what we do is we put the lid on, and it needs to simmer for about 15 minutes with the lid on, and then we'll come back later to take the lid off and yeah, take the lid off and simmer it for a little bit longer. So I'm just going to tidy this all up a little bit. Hi Karik, no messy burgers here, dude. No messy burgers here. Sacrilege. Sacrilege. How is your trip been? How's your time in Poland? Poor service. Dude. You catch me making a messy burger. What does Messi know about cooking food? How's he got a cookbook? What is this madness? How many of these should I realistically cook? When your social battery runs... Oh, empty. Yeah, I know. I understand that. Sometimes you're just like, no more. Like you just kind of get a little bit drained. You just kind of want to sit at home and do nothing. I get that. Messi burger? No. Messi is in the footballer. Karik and Carrie found a recipe book, which was like for Messi burger. Lionel Messi. And seeing as I'm a Real Madrid fan, and he used to play for, you know, a rival team, I guess they thought it'd be funny to send it to me. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be cooking that. Hell no. So I'm just sorting out the potatoes now. It was it's a menu at a restaurant? Oh, really? My bad. I thought that was a recipe book. So wait, did you guys like have the opportunity to order it? Why do people in Poland like Messi? What the hell? Let me check the time. Okay, so about 20 past. We will take the lid off. Take a look at the state of play. My only worry is that stuff is going to sink and it's going to start sticking to the bottom. If it does that, then we're in a situation where stuff will start to burn and makes it an issue for clearing up, because yeah, the dish ends up in a bit of a poor state, but obviously more importantly, the actual dish doesn't taste as nice because you end up with some burnt bits. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm going to leave it and I'm going to trust the process. We've done everything that was asked. Chopping these potatoes in half. To make them even smaller. Is this a good idea? I don't know. In fact, it says there's going to be enough potatoes. There's 3 little potatoes left. That's what you used to hold up. So what I'm going to do with the potatoes, like I said, I'm going to give them a rinse, and then I'm going to season them. I'm going to get some paprika or oregano in there, maybe some like garlic salt, onion powder, maybe like that kind of stuff, to hopefully give it the same kind of like vibe as the dish itself. I wanted to kind of complement it, because the recommendation is like either do like noodles, rice. I think I've done a lot of dishes with those lately. And it said boiled potatoes, and I think boiled potatoes is a little bit, I don't know, bland. I wanted to do something different, so yeah, I'm going with air fried baby potatoes. That's my plan. That's my goal. Hi, Muzza. The cooking is going okay, thank you. It's going okay. We're in the stage where everything is just in the pot, simmering away. So we're in a good spot. Gonna rinse these potatoes a little bit. Give them a wash. So we're simmering this for like 15 minutes now, and then we are going to take the lid off and let the sauce thicken. Because you don't really want, like, that's the thing I always find. I always take a look at like the liquid sort of amount for these recipes, because sometimes I feel like there's so much liquid and you end up with something that's just sauce. It's just sauce. Like, there's nothing else going on there. And if the sauce is nice, that's great. But if it's too runny, you end up like, I don't know. And I'm not a fan of runny sauces. Then again, I'm a guy that likes very thick gravy, you know. Hi, Hopes. Golden pan. It's a bit green looking. But I hope you're doing well. It's too expensive to order. 3 patties, egg, onion rings, cheese. Wow. Sounds stacked. Okay. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we need to get these potatoes going because they're going to take about 20 minutes. And I want them to be like fresh out of the air fryer. For when like the dish itself is ready. Like I've said multiple times during my cooking streams, my weakness is often trying to get things timed. I think I've got a lot better at it though. I think I've improved greatly at making sure everything is finished at the same time. So what we're going to do is going to put some paprika on the potatoes. A little bit of oregano, if I can find it. Buy some more oregano, or do we have some more in the cupboard? I think we have more in the cupboard. We do. Sweet. Bit of salt. And some pepper. I'll need more black pepper as well. I should have bought some today if I'd known, but I didn't know. And then we get a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of the oil de oliva. Actually low on olive oil as well. These damn adverts. And then I'm gonna... You guys see me in the background? Yeah, you can. You see the potatoes? Hey! That's what the potatoes look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them in the air fryer now. Issue with that is the air fryer is blocked by fruit. Where am I going to put the fruit? Guess I'll put it in front of here. Found out you can order pizza to your office? That's amazing news, dude. I'm very happy for you. It sounds like a triumphant day already, regardless of what else happens. Okay. Get one of my dish things. I now feel like I've done too many potatoes, which seems to be always the way. I always think, have I done enough? And then I do too many. Is there a word for that? That must be a phenomenon, right? People looking at like rice or pasta and being like, is this enough? And then thinking no, and then end up doing too much. If that's not a named phenomenon, I feel like it should be, and yeah. Because it's something that I know other people do. It can't just be me. And I'm not just talking about rice or pasta. Like with these potatoes. I ate some potatoes and I was like, is that enough? Apparently not. These ones are just missing a little bit of seasoning, so I'll just... You guys are watching the pot, right? Let me know if it explodes or anything. Give me a shout. Actually, I've done enough to fit into this tray, so... You know... Maybe I've done the right amount. So I'm going to say about 20 minutes. Because of the volume of... the amount that there is, as opposed to, like... You know, it's because your eyes are bigger than your stomach. I don't think it's that. I think it's just like that's when like doing stuff for yourself, right? But I always worry like sometimes I've done too little and I'm like, okay, the next time I overcompensate. I meant the cheer earlier. Oh, sorry, Aham. Cheers. The notification alerts don't work on my laptop. I have to fix that. But thank you very much for the 100 bits. May the 4th be with you, friend. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it greatly. Okay, what time is it? We've got a few minutes and then we've got to take the lid off and we've got to hope that it's not burnt. It's not stuck at the bottom. That would be poopy. Air fryer is on. The kitchen seems very loud at the moment. I'm just going to wash this stuff over here while I've got a few minutes spare. Once we've got the once we've taken the lid off, then we're just going to be leaving the paprikash to simmer with the lid off so that it can thicken up a little bit. Obviously all that steam coming off, that vapor, is going to help with that. So there we go. And 20 minutes on the potatoes. I've done them 20 minutes at 190. That's what I normally do for wedges and like sort of the small roast potatoes I've done in the past. My hope is that it's going to be the same. Now, my only concern is the fact that A, they are baby potatoes. Like actual like baby new potatoes, whatever you want to call them. I normally go for Maris Piper and chop them smaller. rather than having small ones. So I don't think it should be too much of a difference, the fact that, you know, they're grown that way. However, normally I parboil them beforehand. So yeah. Normally I parboil them beforehand. So that's my only concern, is that because I didn't do that, are we going to be okay? My expectation, if it does go wrong, would be that my expectation for anything going wrong would be that it wouldn't be very fluffy inside. But we'll find out. We'll find out. I have faith. I think the fact that they are smaller means that they should be cooked okay. I think they just may be crispy, which isn't a bad thing. We want that crispiness, obviously. That's why we use the air fryer, for that extra crispiness. Okay, what time are we looking at? 20 past. Alright, let's take a look at this. Ooh, steamy. Okay, that's bad, because stuff has stuck to the bottom, and I'm now very disappointed. Maybe the heat didn't go down enough. Oh well, there's not much we can do about that now. Like I said, it's going to be a bit of a bugger to clean, but oh well. So we're going to leave that like that. Oh, you guys have moved a little bit. We're going to leave it like that, and we want that water level, that liquid level, to go down, so that it thickens up a little bit. And we want that in about 15 minutes, 17 minutes on the clock for the potatoes. So all going well, everything should be ready around the same time. The only downside, or the only thing we might have to change, is if if the potatoes aren't ready, then they might need a few extra minutes. And if I don't feel like the sauce is thickened up enough, then again, I need a few extra minutes. But we'll see. Unsubbed, unfollowed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah, it feels like a little bit it's like stuck to the bottom. Maybe some of the seasoning and stuff. But I'm not gonna like fiddle with it too hard, because otherwise you end up pulling the burnt bits out into like the actual food, and then you end up with sort of the dark chunks that taste burnt, and then you start spreading a burnt flavor throughout your dish. So it's not like it's unsalvageable. It's still gonna be okay. It's just gonna be a bit of a bitch to clean afterwards. That's fine. I'll just make sure I do that. Everything else is done now, which is good. The good thing about the air fryer is that not much needs cleaning. You've got the disposable paper trays. But for the good of the environment, I will get like the silicone reusable ones, which would add washing. But you know what? It'll add washing, help the environment. Looks okay at the moment. I mean, I've not got any major qualms with it. Smells kind of nice. Just need that sauce to thicken up a little bit and I'll be happy. And we're going to add the sour cream towards the end as well. We add the sour cream and I guess that adds another layer of thickness and it adds a bit of creaminess. Hi, Takui. How's it going? Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Welcome to the stream. If I can get all of this washing up done, that's really good. Leaves us in a good position to just need this pot to clean up afterwards, which is what I like. Of course, if you guys ever have any suggestions for dishes you want to see me try, or any variations on dishes that I've done before, do let me know. I always take note. May not be something that I do straight away, but it's something that gets kind of added to the list of things I'd like to try. Like at the moment, I have a bit of a list of dishes I want to do. I can tell you what's coming up in the weeks to come, if that interests you guys. Let's take a look. So I've got a bit of a list. So next week actually I'm not sure. I was planning on doing ribs at some point. Maybe ribs, wedges, and some chipotle coleslaw. It's been a while since I've done ribs. The thing with ribs is that it obviously comes down to they take an all day kind of deal. So I'll have to make sure I know how many people are coming over to eat. We have the chicken and pea risotto, which has asparagus in it as well. It's very nice. Not done that one in a long time. Chicken wings. Now the thing with the chicken wings is that since I've had air fried chicken wings, they're just so much better. The downside with that is that I don't have that much space in the air fryer, so I'd have to do them in batches. And the downside of that is that when you've got multiple people eating, it's a bit of a hassle. Like I could throw in like 3 or 4 chicken wings in there for myself, and that would be fine. But the problem arises when like there's other people. And also if I do like wedges or something as an accompaniment, which is a great thing to do alongside wings, it doesn't really work. So I think I'm going to have to miss out that one. Aubergine, halloumi, and harissa skillet bake. Done that once before. It was very, very nice. Coconut and squash danask. This is something different that I've not done before. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet. But apparently it's very quick and easy, and it has a lot of ingredients that I don't cook with very often. And I also want to try and do arancini balls one day. But I don't know what to have them with. Arancini balls along the side of something. Maybe, I don't know, pasta may be a bit heavy. So I have to take a look, see what kind of stuff, yeah. I have to see. So that's like the dishes I've got planned, at least for the time being. But obviously I am open to more suggestions. We might revisit some old classics that I've done in the past. It does look like the liquid level has gone down a little bit since we've been here. I'm also getting a bit of a skin forming on the top. I don't really want that. The sauce is supposed to be quite thick. At the moment, I wouldn't say it's terribly thick. I'd say it's a little bit thick, but we want it like super thick, you know? But we're adding in 200 mils of sour cream, so that's quite a lot. Ribs so yummy? Yes. So, and this is probably going to be like this. If I ever become a famous chef, unlikely, but if it ever happens, this will be something that gets brought up. But the way I've done ribs in the past is I have woken up super early, gone to the supermarket, or gone to the butcher or whatever, got some ribs, and then slow roasted them for 3-4 hours in the oven in Coca-Cola. Full on sugar Coke, and then you get kind of a bit of a glaze, and it just soaks up that sugar, and then you marinate them in the sauce, and then you bake them afterwards. So it's like an all-day kind of thing. But yeah, I could do that with air-fried wedges and some thingy. But you're not supposed to do it with Coke. Apparently that is something that people do that gets criticized. But I am very happy with the results when I do that. Since summer is approaching, you recommend Balkan dishes. Punjena paprika? Paprika filled with mincemeat. Okay, that sounds interesting. Something I could try in the future, for sure. Skin foaming is good. Yeah, we do want like we're getting a lot of steam. We do want like this to go. I just want to make sure it's like thick enough and it tastes good. I think I said 8 minutes. Yeah, I've not cooked ribs in a long time, and I've done them a number of times in the past, but I've just not done it for a while. So it'd be nice. Do you think that Pepsi would give different results in thickness of sauce? For the ribs, you mean? So the Coke doesn't actually get kept on. So what happens is I get a big oven dish, put the ribs inside, pour Coke over it, and then it gets slow roasted for like a few hours. Like I'll do like an hour to two on one side, turn them over, and then an hour to two on the other side. And then once it's done, I drain off all of the liquid. The meat has been cooked at that point and like absorbed the sugar. That's what you really want is the sugar. And then I create a barbecue sauce myself, and then I marinate the ribs in that, and then I leave them marinating that in the fridge for like the rest of the day. So again, like maybe 5-6 hours, and then I get around to cooking, and then I bake them in the oven. So using Pepsi, I do wonder whether it would give a different kind of thing. I mean, put some Pepsi Max Cherry going on in there. I do wonder whether the ribs would taste any different. Maybe that's something I could experiment with. Get Pepsi Max Cherry, slow roast my ribs in that. And this chicken's going to be good. And it's going to fall apart. It's going to be tasty. That's what I was looking for. Just hoping the sauce is going to be thick enough. Slow cooking is so relaxing. Yeah. Just kind of chilling. I have a big crusette pot that I've done like lamb casseroles in, chili verde, like a lot of things that I just put a bunch of stuff in there, like cook them on the hob and then put it in the oven for sort of, I don't know, 2-3 hours and just have like that nice slow cook. Something you often have to do with lamb. It's just leave it on that slow cook. Just trying to think if there's anything else I can really do, but I don't think there is, gang. I think I'm prepared. I'm ready. I feel like the sour cream is gonna maybe balance out the heat, which I'm not sure if that's something I want. I did add some cayenne pepper to maybe give it a bit more of a kick. But I feel like 200 mils of sour cream is quite a lot. So I don't want it to just suddenly become like a really creamy thing. But maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Who am I to say how it's supposed to taste? You know what I mean? I'm just thinking I don't want it to be, That's why you would love to live in Texas for a few years? That's interesting, yeah. I mean, they do a lot of slow cooked food there, right? They do a lot of like have a lot of smokehouses, right? Do like dry rubs and stuff and just leave it like cooking for so long. Which I think is quite nice. You use cream, you let it burn, not in the pot. Yeah, don't let it burn in the pot. I feel like the sauce has thickened somewhat. Good morning, sweet. How are you doing? How was your dinner? I'm sure you've had dinner since I last spoke to you. You had mac and cheese? Ooh, nice. In the oven? That's still nice. That's how I cook my mac and cheese. Like, I mean, you cook the pasta, like the macaroni, in the pan, and then you cook the cheese sauce in the pan, but then you put it all together, cover it with cheese, and then you put it in the oven, right? Or under the grill at least. Okay, the potatoes are ready in 1 minute, which is 2 minutes longer than this has been going on for. So I think it might be time for us to add the sour cream and be done with it. So I'm gonna do it, champ. I'm gonna do it. Are you going back to Hollywood? I'm gonna conquer the world with Mexico. Whoa, that's a big dollop. Okay, that's how much the recipe has told me to add. I'm going to stir this through now. I think this is going to thicken up the sauce somewhat. It's going to make it creamier, that's for sure. Is it going to... I guess it looks more like it does on some of the recipes that I've seen, like the end product. A lot more orangey than like a dark red that we've been seeing so far in our cooking. Again, I just hope it hasn't just dulled the flavor a lot. I also think it's going to be hard to actually get... Actually, no, I can determine the chicken somewhat. So now we need to leave this going for like 5 minutes. Warm that through for 5 minutes. I think we might be playing Civ 6 tonight. So I'll be back in strategy brain mode. Oh, that was the beeping I heard. It was the potatoes being finished. That's good. Potatoes are ready. Where is... There it is. Get my ladle ready. Pew. Ugh. I feel tired. I don't know why. I slept really well last night. I went to bed fairly early. Well, early-ish. And oh, not an advert, no. I went to bed early-ish. And then, I woke up and slept pretty well. I guess, so maybe I'm just catching up on sleep. Coronation chicken, you imagine? How much respect would you lose if I started making coronation chicken for the coronation, dude? That'd be weird. I don't feel like this sauce is fairly thick, I guess, but it's not like a thickness I would personally enjoy. But maybe that's just because I like everything extra thick. Who knows? What I can do while I'm waiting is take these out. Potatoes looking good. You want to see the potatoes? Mmm. Right out the air fryer, baby. Looking good. I'm going to serve these up. Taters. Who doesn't like it extra thick? Look, I just like it thick, you know? Gravy, sauces, other things. Right, after these potatoes here. I'm going to leave these potatoes out because I think getting more is going to be too much. Oh. Uh-oh. I'm going to make a mess. Oh, why are you doing this? Behave. Behave. Okay. Keep the heat on high and keep adding liquid so you can get a cold boil amount. Just have like the perpetual, what if I can call it the perpetual stew. Just leave it on the hob the entire time. Never take it off the hob. That way you just always have a stew. Ever-changing flavor. Where are my seasonings? Seasoning has been a hot topic lately. American versus European opinions on seasoning. Apparently, well, you know, seasoning is salt and pepper, right? That's how you season food, meat, and that's how you season food. But you use fresh ingredients like garlic, ginger, onion, pepper. But apparently some Americans believe that seasoning is like just having like a whole bunch of dry rub stuff thrown in there. It's been a hot take. Hot topic, I should say. Right, should we try serving this up? I feel like this is going to be messy. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a sloppy one. Trying to get them thighs in there. You guys oh gosh, this is messy. Is this one going to go on the gram? You guys a thigh or a breast kind of guy or person? Damn, that hurt. Just poured it straight on my thumb. So basically I've just poured it like everywhere. Which is okay, I guess. It's fine. There's another thigh now, I know there is. Where are you hiding? Yo yo.
It smells tremendous.
It's definitely something.
What are your thoughts?
Huh?
What are your thoughts on it? It smells excellent.
Yeah, kind of interesting how it's gonna smell. How it's gonna smell. How it's gonna taste. Like, I don't know. Whole lot of paprika in there. Mmm. I'm gonna pick. Smells fucking great. Appreciate it.
Quiet toast video games.
No?
He's away until Sunday or something. I don't need it to.
Damn. No Civ 6.
Unless you can find people for any
Start a new game. Oh, I should move the camera actually. Because I'm like, here I am, like, tidying it up. A breast kind of what? Yeah, do you guys like breast or thigh? Talking about chicken. You head out the gut. Right, let me put these potatoes over here. In case you want more later. Well, there you go, gang. I will give you... Do you want a fork, spoon, or both?
spoon, please.
Spoon. Right. Gonna tidy this up. Hi, Relatable. How's it going?
It's hotter than Satan.
it's a bit spicy.
Drink.
My glass is on the room. I can grab it. Don't worry. Thank you, though. There we go, gang. I'm doing good, thank you, dude. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But I'm about to disappear. I'm about to disappear because we have finished. So this is Chicken Paprikash with some little roasty potatoes. I'll feed back to you guys on how it tastes. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I think it's gonna taste a lot like the goulash that I had a few weeks ago. So maybe that with chicken. Who knows? But for now, I will see you guys tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'm either going to finish Jedi Survivor to try and like finish it this week, or I'm going to play Advance Wars. I have no idea which. I will decide. I'll decide when I decide. But they'll be gaming tomorrow and over the week. Exclamation mark schedule if you want doing it at the weekend. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.